Hi, I'm Tate, and welcome to another Emacspeak C tutorial. So, this will focus on arrays. Now, arrays are basically ways of working with data in sets instead of individually. So, I'm going to read out a file here. I'm going to go to the top.
Beginning of buffer.
Okay. And I'm just going to go through, and it's going to read every line, and you'll see what it's trying to do. It's just getting an average. You use the plus sign to add, and you use the slash sign to divide. That should be obvious. And you can use the parentheses to group things together, just like you would in normal math. So here we go.
/ arrays. Pound include less than stdio.h greater than. Int main left parent right parent left brace. Invent 2 int edge 1 equals 5 semicolon. Invent 2 int edge 2 equals 6 semicolon. Invent 2 int edge 3 equals 7 semicolon. Invent 2 int avg equals left parent edge 1 plus edge 2 plus edge 3 right parent slash 3 semicolon. Invent 2 print left parent quotes %d backslash n quotes comma avg right parent semicolon. Invent 2 return 0 semicolon right brace.
Okay, so in this program, we're setting age 1 to 5, age 2 to 6, and age 3 to 7. Then we're summing them up and dividing them by 3 to get the average between those. So let's compile this.
Document E. Clan-arrays.c.
So I made a make file for this, so I'm running the make command. And then we will run arrays.
$6.
Okay, so it gives us the number 6, which is correct. Now here's my question. If I wanted to add a new age to this, how would I do it? Well, I would need to modify at least 2 lines of code, wouldn't I? And as this gets bigger, it's going to get very unwieldy. So let's say I want to add a new one. How am I going to do it?
Arrays.c2, C/*L, 99%.
So I'm going to add an age 4. So let's go up and find age 3.
Invent 2, return, invent 2, print left parent, invent 2, int avg equals new line.
Okay. So age 3 is above me.
Invent 2, int age 3 equals 7 semicolon.
Okay, so below it I'll add. Oh.
Turned off Emacspeak age.
Age 4 equals, let's say 9.
Invent 2 int age 4 equals 9 semicolon.
Okay, and then down here I'm gonna have to go and edit this.
Invent 2 int avg equals left parent age 1 plus age 2 plus age 3 right parent slash 3 semicolon.
And I'm gonna have to add age 4. So let's
1
let's see.
Space plus space a g e 2 space plus g e 3.
I'm hitting the cursor too fast. That's why it didn't say the A in AGE3.
Right correct matches int avg age 3
plus age 4. Okay, and then I'd have to go
space,
over here.
Slash, space 3 semi 3.
And I'd have to replace it with 4.
Invent 2 int avg equals left parent age 1 plus age 2 plus age 3 plus age 4 right parent slash 4 semicolon.
Okay, and now
saving file slash home
save it.
arrays.
And I can run it.
$6.
Okay, so it still shows up as 6.
Arrays.c2 invent 2 int age 4
I guess 9 isn't high enough, so let's try 11.
Invent 2 int age 4 equals 11 semicolon. Saving file slash home slash document slash
make
clan-arrays.c slash
arrays.
$7.
Okay, so now it averages out to 7. I know it should probably average out to a floating point number, but don't worry about that yet. Okay, so it does all this great stuff. We now have this, but what if we want to add another one? Well, now it's going to be even harder. And then what if we want to, let's say we want to use scanf to get each age from the user? Well, that's going to get tedious very fast. We're going to have int age 1 semicolon, then scanf quote %d quote comma ampersand age 1 right parenthesis semicolon, and we're going to have to do that for every single age. So inefficient. You might think, oh, well, we could use a for loop, but can we? Can we actually use a for loop? That's not very useful when you need to call different variables. I need age 1, and then age 2, and then age 3, and then age 4. So that's not going to work. So we will use something called an array. And this is something which can take anything of the same type. So a bunch of integers, a bunch of strings, a bunch of floating point numbers, or a bunch of characters. And you can put them into a neat little section where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a million, however many you have of them in one place. So we're going to go to the top of this main function, and we're going to make an array called ages. Let's start with that.
Arrays.c2, c/*l, 56%.
Okay, and what line are we on?
Invent 2 int age 4 equals 11
Oh, age
semicolon.
4, okay.
Invent 2 int age 3. Invent
Age
2
3,
int age 2 equals
age 2,
invent 2 int age 1 equals
age
int.
1. Okay. So we're now above age 1, and we're going to say int ages, left bracket, right
matches,
bracket.
int ages, left bracket.
Okay. And we are going to set this equal to, let's say, 5 ages. So to use 5 ages, or 5 integers, we just put a 5 in those square brackets.
Right bracket matches int ages, left bracket. 5.
Okay. And then
Space.
semicolon.
Invent 2 int ages, left bracket, 5 right bracket, semicolon.
Okay. And that just sets them up. They now exist. They don't equal anything, but they exist. Okay, so let's save.
Saving file /home.
Okay, perfect. So now what do? Well, we can use for loops, which I've mentioned in other videos. You can check them out. And we can go from 0 to 4. Why do we start at 0? Computers start counting at 0 and not 1. That's just the truth of it. So we can use that for loop. There's links in the description for the videos I did on for loop. So 4
space e 4
int I equals 0.
Invent 2 4 left paren int I equals 0 semicolon.
Okay,
0.
and then I is less than 5. Less than 5, not less than or equal to 5.
Invent 2 for 5.
I plus plus.
Cap matches 4 left paren I.
Okay, and then left parenthesis, or sorry, left brace. And then new line
Cap
and
matches
right
4
brace.
left paren int I equals 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon I plus.
Okay.
Right brace.
So now we're in between the for loop and the right brace.
Invent 2 4 left paren int I equals 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon I plus right paren left brace.
And then there's a blank line, and then we have our right
Invent
brace.
2 right brace.
Okay, so inside this, now we can do stuff for every age, not just one of them. So how do we do this? How can we do it for every age and not just one? Well, those square brackets have two meanings. They can either mean I want it to be this big, so int ages left bracket 5 right bracket, or we can actually use it to reference one of those items in the array. And this is called indexing. So the 0th index of ages is that first, it's the first item in the list. And the 4th index is the 5th item in the list. Again, computers count from 0. So let's do something with it. Let's start with, what's something I might want to do? Let's use, let's printf, and let's say I want to ask the user to put in an age. So printf age.
Cap invent 4 print left paren quotes cap age colon quotes right paren semicolon.
Okay, and then we're going to use scanf %d to get a integer value.
Copy.
Then we're going to put ages bracket I bracket.
Cap matches scan left paren quotes %d quotes comma cap matches invent 4 scan left paren quotes %d quotes comma ages left bracket I right paren semicolon.
Okay, that left bracket I right bracket means get the 0th, and then in the second iteration of the loop, that will be the first, then the second, then the third, then the 4th, and because I has to be less than 5 to keep going, it will get to 5 and it'll say, I'm done. If we keep going, our program will actually error. If you try to get ages 5, if you try to index 5 on the ages array, we will get something called a segmentation fault. And basically that means that this that space is not ready to be used. Okay, so say we want to do that. So it's going to ask for age 5 times. It's not going to do anything else except for what we already have it programmed to do. So let's save.
Saving file /home /document /described /arrays.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Mark saved where search started.
Okay.
$7 end of buffer.
We're going to run make.
MAKE plan 1 warning generated dot dollar.
1 warning generated. Okay. So this is something kind of fascinating that's a little bit hard to explain. But because I guess it's not really hard to explain. Because ages is an array, right? If we do ages left bracket 0, right bracket, okay, so we're getting the very first thing in that list. It's just going to give us a number. So just like scanf usually does, it actually needs the address. So it needs to be ampersand ages left bracket I right bracket. So let's go
Arrays.c2
back.
c/*l 47 invent for scanf left paren quotes percent d quotes comma ages left bracket I right bracket right paren semicolon
Okay, so we need to add an ampersand before ages.
semi right bracket right bracket I left bracket s e g a star ampersand
Ampersand.
I
Okay.
hyphen search colon.
Oops. By the way, if you get stuck somewhere, if you accidentally open something, you can hit Control G and that will quit.
Quit.
Okay.
Invent for scanf left paren quotes percent d quotes comma ampersand ages left bracket I right paren semicolon.
Okay, and then we'll save.
Saving file /home /text /cap document /described _tutorials /c/arrays .co3.
Okay, and then we'll switch back to our terminal.
Tilde /document m a k e clan -o arrays.c.
And then we will run
arrays
arrays.
age colon.
Okay, so it's asking us for age. So let's do 5,
age colon 6 age colon 7 age colon 8 age colon 9 $7.
Okay, and it still says 7 because obviously we haven't changed the rest of the program. Well, what can we do if we can do for loops and we can do stuff with every item in an array in a for loop? Well, we can actually print the values, for example. So we've set the values by sending an address to scanf. Let's actually print out those values that we're giving to the to that array.
Arrays.c2 c/*l 44%.
Okay, and
Invent
where are
for
we?
scanf left paren quotes
And we're on
percent d
scanf.
invent to right brace.
Okay, there's our right brace. So let's do it again. 4 int I equals 0.
Invent to
I is less than 5.
invent to 5.
I plus plus.
I
And then we will printf
percent
age colon
age
percent d backslash n. So that's age colon an integer backslash n for the new line. And
comma
then
n
we will do ages left bracket I right
cap
bracket.
matches print left paren quotes cap age colon percent d backslash n quotes comma ages left bracket cap matches print left paren. Invent for print left paren quotes cap age colon percent d backslash n quotes comma ages left bracket I right paren semicolon.
And then we will close it with a right brace.
Cap
So
matches for left paren int I equals 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon I plus.
So those 3 lines are
invent to for left paren int I equals 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon I plus right paren left brace.
and then our printf is inside this left brace.
Invent for print left paren quotes cap age colon percent d backslash n quotes comma ages left bracket I right paren semicolon.
And then we have our right brace to close that for loop.
Invent to right brace. Cap saving file
so we're
/home tilde
saving that.
/document /described hyphen search backward colon
okay.
quit
Cancel. Okay. And
mke
we're going to make again.
clan arrays.c
And we'll
arrays
run arrays.
age colon
And let's say we do
1 age colon 2
2,
age colon 7 age colon 9 age colon
and
2
24.
4 age colon 1 age colon 2 age colon 7 age colon 9 age colon 24 $7.
Okay, so it says 24/7 because 7 is printed at the very end, but it said age 24. Okay, so obviously it's working with all this. Okay, so how can we make this better? Well, maybe we can make an average with a for loop as well. Yes, you can. This is very common, in fact. So
Arrays.c2 c/*l 59%.
So we have our first for loop that prints age and asks for an age from the user. Then we've got our second for loop, which will print all the ages. Now, let's set up a final for loop, which is actually going to calculate an average for us, or maybe just a sum for now. Let's make it simple. So a sum will be an integer, so int sum.
Sum space invent to int sum invent to int sum equals 0 semicolon.
So int sum equals 0. Then again, we will for loop.
For int I
equals 0,
invent to 0
I is less than 5, I plus plus.
Matches for left paren I.
Okay, and then we will print.
D
No,
N
we will
I
not
R P.
print because we're not printing anything. sum
Sum.
plus equals, which is sum equals sum plus. That's what plus equals means. So we're saying add this to sum.
Sum.
So sum plus equals ages
Cap.
indexed
Matches
by
sum
I.
indent 4. Sum plus equals ages left bracket I right bracket semicolon.
Okay.
Cap. Matches 4 left paren int I equals 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon I plus plus.
Okay. So we've got our for loop. It opens, it closes, and inside it we are summing everything. And then we will printf %d
N backslash.
sum
Cap.
%d backslash n
Top N.
sum.
Cap. Indent 2 print left paren quotes. Cap. Sum colon %d backslash n quotes comma sum right paren semicolon.
Okay, and then we'll save.
Cap. Saving file slash home slash text tilde slash document slash described
Okay,
hyphen
that's enough.
mke
We will make.
clan hyphen arrays dot c
Okay, and
dot
then we will
slash
run arrays.
arrays age colon
And let's do 10,
0 age colon
15,
5 age colon
22,
2 age colon
99,
age colon
200,
0 age colon 10 age colon 15 age colon 22 age colon 99 age colon 200 sum colon 346 $7.
Okay, so sum 346. We still have that sum printing at the very end. We still have that, sorry, not sum. We still have that original average part of our program still running. So as you can see, it prints out everything, and then it prints the sum, which just adds up all the numbers together. And then,
arrays.c to c slash asterisk L 68%.
where are we?
Indent 2 print left paren quotes cap sum colon %d backslash n quotes comma sum right paren semicolon.
Okay, and then finally, maybe let's make a floating point average. So we can do this with the keyword float, F-L-O-A-T.
Float.
AVG,
AVG.
equals,
Space
actually
equals
we'll
space.
call this
GVA.
ARR AVG. Just so you know, ARR, very common abbreviation for array.
Arav.
Aravg. Nice. Good job, Emacspeak. Equals 0.
Indent 2 float. Arav.
Actually, no.
Equals
It
semi
equals
0 semicolon 0.
sum
Sum.
over 5.
Indent 2 float. Arav. Equals sum slash 5 semicolon.
Okay. And then we'll printf
Quote. Percent.
average
GV.
average
Cap.
%f backslash n.
N. Space. Cop. N.
And then we will ARRAVG. Okay.
Cap. Matches indent 2 print left paren quotes. Cap. Average colon %f backslash n quotes comma Arav right paren semicolon.
Okay. And then we're actually going to, because we have all these averages going on here, we're actually going to get rid of the rest of the code here.
Indent
So we've
2,
got
indent
got
2
a
print
few
left
lines
paren
here.
quotes %d backslash n quotes comma AVG right paren
okay,
semicolon.
so down to here. Excuse eSpeak as it freaks out because I'm deleting multiple lines.
Right paren GVA space comma quotes n backslash d % quotes left paren f t n I r p space new line
Okay, that's enough.
space new line.
Okay, and that should be good. We can say, let's check.
Indent 2 print left paren quotes cap average colon %f backslash n quotes comma Arav right paren
Oh,
semicolon.
there's 2 commas.
Semi right paren cap G V A R R A space comma. Cap saving file slash
Sorry
home
again,
slash
I know
slash
you can't
document
tell.
slash described hyphen.
I know you can't tell that I'm hitting backspace. Again, I'm not sure what's going on with that. But okay, so now we've got a sum and we've got an average. So let's run this program again.
Tilde slash document slash describe a k e clan hyphen arrays dot c dot slash a r r arrays age colon.
Okay, so it's going to ask us for some ages. So let's do
10
10,
age colon
20,
0 age colon 3 5 age colon 3
300,
0 age colon
and
5
52.
age colon 10 age colon 20 age colon 35 age colon 300 age colon 52 sum colon 470 average colon $83.000000.
So as you can see, it prints the age, the individual ages, the sum, and then the floating point average, which happens to round up to a whole number in this case. Now, you might be wondering, well, is this really more convenient? We still have that 5 that's just there. It's not being used in any way. It's sorry. it is being used explicitly, and if we change the length of the array, we'll have to change the length of all of our for loops and our floating average. This is true, but consider it's better than copying and pasting, because let's say instead of printing age 10, age 20, age 35, age 300, age 52, what if we wanted to just do it in a comma separated list? Well, it turns out that if we don't copy and paste code, it's very easy to change this. So let's change it.
Arrays.c2 c/*l 94%. Invent to float array.
Okay,
Invent
float,
to print left parent quote. Invent to
sum,
right race.
right
Invent
brace,
for sum plus equals. Invent to invent for print left parent quotes cap age colon percent d backslash n quotes comma ages left bracket I right parent semicolon.
Okay, so what if we change this to print ages before the loop, and then just printed a comma separated list of every age? That's pretty easy, so let's go before the for loop.
For left parent int.
Okay, so before the for loop, we're going to put printf ages colon.
Cap. Invent to print left parent quotes cap ages colon quotes 0 semicolon.
Oh, not a 0. I mean right parenthesis.
Semi-0 cap. Invent to print left parent quotes cap ages colon quotes right parent semicolon.
Okay, so that's good, and then we will go inside the for loop.
Invent for print left parent quotes cap age colon percent d percent space colon space percent space colon e g a.
Okay, and we will just put percent d
backslash
comma
n quotes,
and we will get rid of backslash n.
N backslash.
So what this we'll add a space actually, comma space.
D.
Okay, so let's read the line.
Invent for print left parent quotes percent d comma quotes comma ages left bracket I right parent semicolon space quotes space comma d comma space quotes.
Okay, so I've still got my space. Good. Now we can save and run this, and this will actually put ages all on one line. Now at the very end, we still need a new line.
Invent
so
right
after the for loop, we'll do a printf backslash n.
0 cap. Invent to print left parent quotes backslash n quotes right parent semicolon.
Okay, and we'll save.
Cap. Saving file slash home slash text slash cap document slash
Okay, that's enough. And
tilde slash
back,
document slash describe.
and we will make it.
AKE clan hyphen arrays dot c
And we will run
dot slash
arrays.
arrays age colon
And let's give it 50
0 age colon
and
1 0
100
0 age colon
and
2 0
20
age colon
and
3 0
300
0 age colon
and
5
50
0 ages colon 50 comma 100 comma 20 comma 300 comma 50 comma sum colon 520 average colon 104.0000000
Okay, so now we have printed all the ages on one line, which makes it much more listenable and also readable if you can see it. And it gives the sum and the average. And this is much easier to modify. It's much easier to change a 5 in a few places than it is to go through and, change 12 lines of code, right? Let's say you were printing 12 ages instead of just 5. If without for loops, you'd have to really change a lot of lines of code. And then the arrays work with the for loops. Arrays and for loops are natural companions, and they sort of work together to put things in sets instead of just individual operations. Well, what about this 5 problem? We have 5s everywhere, and it makes our program harder to change, which is a bad thing. If your program cannot change really easily, then your program is not well designed. You will always come up with new things that you need to implement, new ways you need to do things. Maybe you need to do things more times, and that should be changeable relatively easily. So how do we fix this? Well, we could, in theory, create an integer equals 5, so integer length equals 5, and use it in all these places, but that actually won't work. And the reason it won't work is because C does not allow variable-sized arrays. They have to be fixed to a number. And that number has to be a raw number. It has to be 5 or 10 or 12 or 50. Okay, so how do we fix this? Do we just use 50 in 2 places? No, we don't. We don't have int length equals 50 and then int ages bracket 50 bracket and put just have the 50 twice. That is not the solution. The solution is something called a macro. Now, full disclosure, macros are generally considered bad practice for some things, and they are bad practice for some things. That said, this is one of the perfect uses of a pound define macro. What this will do is it will replace things. Am I recording? Oh, good, I'm recording. Okay. It will replace things before our program is compiled. So it tells our compiler, hey, everywhere you see this word or this, usually an all caps variable name, wherever you see that, replace it with something. I'll show you how it works. So I'm going to switch back to the file.
Arrays.c.
Okay. And I'm going to go to the beginning of the file.
Invent to right red invent for cap. Beginning
Okay,
of
I'm at the
buffer.
beginning of buffer. Okay, great. So I have my pound include.
Pound include less than stdio.h greater than.
And now I'm going to add another thing. I'm going to add pound define.
Define space define.
And then we will say ARRLEN, short for array length.
Len.
And we'll set it equal to 3. Okay, so this line now reads
pound define len 3.
So that's ARRLEN, and it's all caps. Okay. So now down
int
here,
main left parent right parent left race invent to int ages left bracket 5 right bracket semicolon.
And yeah, so we're gonna go to
right
here.
bracket matches int ages left bracket.
Okay.
5.
Get rid of the 5. Put ARRLEN.
Invent to int ages left bracket len right bracket semicolon.
Okay, we're gonna go down to our for loop.
Invent to for left parent int I equals 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon I plus the I space less than space 5.
5, and we'll replace it
5
with ARRLEN. We will keep going.
Invent to for left parent int I equals 0 semicolon I less than len semicolon I plus the hyphen search colon.
And we're just gonna search for the next for loop.
Print fo r for left parent int cap mark saved where search started. Invent to for left parent int I equals 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon I plus the left parent I n t space I space equals space semi space I less than space 5 len. Invent to for left parent int I equals 0 semicolon I less than len semicolon I plus right parent
so
invent
worked.
for print invent to invent to print left parent quotes invent to for left parent int I equals 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon plus a space semi 5.
Okay, we'll replace this one. So that's our 3 for loops. We'll save.
Saving file /home. Invent for sum plus equals pages left invent to right red invent to print left parent quotes invent to float arav equals sum /5 semicolon.
Okay, and then the sum also has to change
5
to ARRLEN. I think that's it.
Invent to print left parent quotes cap average colon percent f backslash n quotes comma arav right invent to return 0 semicolon
okay.
cap saving
So
file /home /text.
Okay, and now what is it going to do? What it's going to do is the compiler, so in this case Clang, but in other cases GCC or C1, which is the Intel compiler, it is going to look for all cases of all caps ARRLEN or RLEN, and it is going to replace it with the number 5 before it compiles itself. So let's run this. We'll make
clang-arrays.c.
And then we will run
arrays. Page colon.
And we'll do, let's say, 400.
4 0 page colon.
And
15. Page colon.
And 5.
Pages colon. 400 comma 15 comma 5 comma sum colon 420 average colon 140.0000000
You'll notice that there's a lot of zeros. We can actually change that with the formatting. So if we can do stuff with the %f to make it float at like a 2 decimal points or whatever. Anyway, point is, we just changed this to use 3. Well, what if we want it to use 7? No problem. No problem whatsoever. So let's go to the very beginning of the file. There we go. Okay, and we found our include.
Include less than stdio.h greater than.
And we found our define.
Pound define len 3 en space 3 new line 3.
Okay, and I deleted 3, and we're gonna make it 7.
8.
7.
Pound define ln 7. Saving
Okay, we're
file
going to
slash home
save.
slash text tilde slash document slash describe hyphen
And then we'll go back here to our shell and we will run make.
mke clan hyphen arrays dot c dot
We
slash
will run
arr
arrays.
arrays age colon
And let's do
9
9,
age colon
99,
age colon
300,
300 age colon 2
212. These are
age
pretty
colon
big ages. Maybe I should balance that out.
2 age
22,
colon 5 4
54,
age colon 2
24.
4 ages colon 9 comma 99 comma 300 comma 212 comma
It's like
22
Yoda's
comma
age.
54 comma 24 comma sum colon 720 average colon 102.00000 dollar.
I think the average is being calculated wrong. I'll have to. I don't fully remember how to calculate the floating, so I'll have to get back on that. But anyway, point is, we just changed it to 7. So now this one variable changes how many times we do things in our file. And this is very important, especially if you're working in C, because C, you can't expand your array. And your array does not have a length attribute. You can't ask C code like, oh, how long are you? It doesn't know. It doesn't know. It's just a collection of stuff next to each other. So I hope that explains arrays. I hope that explains the define macro. I kind of crammed a lot of stuff into here, but yeah, I hope it works out. And then another video I'm going to be putting up soon is functions, because functions and loops and arrays, they can all work together to do fascinating things. So stay tuned for that.